Hello my retro friends, thanks for finding my channel, Mike the Retro Realtor. Today we're going to do a review of the movie Garbage Pail Kids from 1987. This is a much maligned movie, critics destroyed it, audience did not care for it, but we're going to talk about all the good things about this movie. There are none. Thanks for coming by my retro friends, keep it retro.
Come on, Mike, you gotta say something, you gotta do the review.
Shit. Really?
Yeah, come on.
Okay. So let's talk about the movie. It is not a good movie. I'm not even going to sugarcoat this. I'm not going to say much more than the basic stats about it. There's not much good to talk about, but there is one real interesting thing that I'll mention at the end of the video. Okay, let's talk about the cast. To be honest with you, there's nobody in this cast. The only person you might recognize is Mackenzie Austin, who's been doing bit parts for a long time. I recognize him from the last couple seasons of Facts of Life. He was the cute kid they brought in when the show was dying off. But that's pretty much all you got for starts. Some of these people that you see in the movie, you just wonder where they found them. Let me just do a brief overview of the plot of this movie.
Oh.
We cannot choose the way we look, but we can choose the way we behave.
Oh, Wendy, totally uncool.
Mackenzie Austin's character is named Dodger. He's a neighborhood kid who runs afoul of some bullies who chase him all throughout the movie. He gets beaten up by these bullies. He gets thrown down into the sewers, and the Garbage Pail Kids come to go rescue him. They patch him up, clean him up, and they become kind of friends. Now, the plot is kind of all over the map on this one. Dodger, the kid, the main character, is trying to get with this girl named Tangerine. She is like a fashionista. She makes her own clothes and sells them at the clubs. Her boyfriend is the leader of the bullies. So Mackenzie has an eye for fashion as well. Even though he's like 12 or 13, she's about 18, 19, 20. And there's a couple scenes where it's like she's way too flirty with this kid. And it gets really awkward, even for 1987. I'm sitting there like, holy crap. So he enlists the Garbage Pail Kids to make clothes because they can.
Concentrate on what you do. Buckle down, it's up to you.
We can do anything by working with each other. We can do anything by working with each other. We can do anything by working with each other.
So they're making clothes for him, and he's getting closer with the girl. Meanwhile, the Garbage Pail Kids are trying to find their other friends, the other Garbage Pail Kids. There's only 7 of them.
Hi, I'm Valerie Bonnet. Faked you out, didn't I?
And this little green chap is Alligator.
An eyeball a day keeps a doctor away.
No, thank you. I'm a vegetarian.
How about a finger? Toe.
Their number one rule is don't mix with normies. Normies are the normal human beings throughout the movie.
Now listen, since you won't go back into the pail, you must at least promise me that you will stay with the normies.
What are normies?
So they have a brilliant way to conceal themselves. These 4-foot tall little children, we'll call them, would put on a trench coat, hat, and sunglasses, and then blend in with the humans. One of them literally is an alligator that can walk. I don't know how this works, but somehow the humans never figure out that these are little munchkins running around that are aliens. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, they are aliens. They came from a garbage can from space. I shit you not. We'll leave it at that. The plot, again, is very thin. They do have 2 type of battle scenes in this movie toward the end of the movie where the Garbage Pail Kids go to the Institute for Ugly People, and that is a thing in this movie, and they try to rescue their friends. That scene is beyond bonkers. There's too fat, it's Santa Claus. Too skinny, it's Abraham Lincoln. Too silly, there's a clown. The other battle is at Tangerine's fashion show because she got together with a department store to do a fashion show, and the Garbage Pail Kids and the bullies start fighting during the fashion show.
Hey, those little creeps are sure ugly.
Oh yeah, I'll show you ugly.
And it's all lined with people watching the show. And once again, no one thinks that these little munchkins are weird. And only a couple people are freaked out when they roll out onto the stage. And the battle kind of ends abruptly. And it's not a good movie. We're just going to leave it at that. I'm not going to go much more in the plot because it's terrible. The Garbage Pail Kids basically are to stay in their garbage can until Dodger accidentally lets them out.
Somehow we got to keep these kids out of mischief until we can get them back into the garbage pail. But first of all, we've got to get you cleaned up. You could do with a bath. Not you, him. Come on.
And this garbage can is housed in an antique store in the middle of the store, owned by a magician who kind of knows how to control them. And the only time he did magic is he lit a piece of flash paper on fire and to distract a guard at the State Institute for Ugly People. And then he's always trying to like get them back into the garbage can. And with his piano, he's playing these weird songs. After all the battle royale and everything, he's trying to do it again, and the Garbage Pail Kids just walk away. They're off to look for their friends, and they get in their 4x4s and just drive away. It's a terrible movie. In 1985, the Garbage Pail Kids came out, and it kind of rocked our world. I was 10 years old, and these were just baseball cards. You get 5 of them plus a stick of gum for $0.25. We would be buying these things everywhere you can. Anywhere that sold candy, anything that sold cheap crap, a Walgreens, for instance. Little pharmacies would always have these things. Anywhere you can buy baseball cards. And we bought these things up like crazy because they were gross and they were funny. However, that didn't really translate to a movie because one picture of one kid, yeah, it's kind of gross and funny. You know, it's not running down his nose. Okay, fine. Or a kid who farts will think, okay, great. But you can't make a 90-minute movie out of this. It just doesn't make sense. Especially when you only have 7 of them and they weren't that interesting. But it was a huge IP. And back in the 80s, they would take anything that was successful, make a movie out of it. Whenever something catches on fire like this, even though they're basically discussing baseball cards, Hollywood takes notice. Video game industry takes notice in most cases. So they did make the movie. Surprisingly, they did not make a video game until about 2023. Someone did a homebrew for the Nintendo NES, and you can play that. I haven't played it. I think it would be kind of cool to own for my collection, but maybe down the line. So this is kind of what happened back in the 80s. Once something got hot, there'd be a movie and a video game in most cases. And this is one of those stories. So let's talk about the aesthetics of the movie. It looks cheaper than hell. The costumes for the Garbage Pail Kids are beyond cheap. It's nightmare fueled. And the reception of the movie is terrible. It's got a 2.2 right now on IMDb. Rotten Tomatoes have it 0% from critics, 27% from audience. But here's something that's really kind of interesting. The reason why I say it's a terrible movie is it came out in 1987. I was a 12-year-old boy at the time. I was their key audience. I actually loved Garbage Pail Kids. Around that time, I was collecting the little cards, the Topps cards, and we're at the playground and I'm passing them around with my buddies. We're trading our duplicates over there. We're trying to get the whole sets. This was a big thing. So I actually was their perfect viewer for this movie. All the gross out comedy, you know, the fart jokes, the peeing jokes, the barf jokes, the snot jokes. I was 12 years old. This was the funniest stuff I could ever imagine. In 1987, I knew it came out. I saw it was in the theaters. I had zero interest in it. I thought it was terrible. I think I was too busy laughing at like Pee Wee Herman's Big Adventure, which was a much better movie. Not nearly as gross, but much funnier. So the jokes didn't land. It looks like crap. The plot is just terrible. It's all over the place. It's disjointed. No actors to speak of other than Austin McKenzie. But again, he was a side actor on a dying sitcom, so he didn't have enough star power to keep this thing going. But it was done on the cheap, to its credit. And this is where it gets a little bit interesting. The movie was actually only made for $1 million, and you can tell they put no money in this. But in the theaters, it did $1.6 million. At $1.6 million, it did lose money when you factor in advertising and the cut that the theaters get. But now it's nearly 40 years later, and we're actually talking about it. It was played on cable, VHS release, DVD release. Yes, I own the DVD. I watched it so you didn't have to. But I think in the long run, this movie actually made some money. And even though it's a terrible piece of crap movie, there are some fans of this movie out there. I'm not one of them. I watched it. It's going to go on my DVD collection, and 100 years from now, someone is going to find it in a land pile. But whatever. I'm not a fan, but there are people who are. And I think Hollywood, again, could learn something. Make cheap movies. Not this cheap, but make an original story, or at least off an original IP. Because in 1987, that was a fresh IP. All these remakes, all this over-generated CGI, it just, you wonder why all these $250 million Marvel movies are flopping, because it's the same stuff. It's the same crap. And Pedro Pascal, take a break for God's sake. I'm sick of seeing you. Seriously, dude, you are like way overexposed. You're mediocre at best. No one's going to say in 10 years, oh, I love Pedro Pascal. No, that's never going to happen. I know I'm going off on a rant here, but Hollywood, seriously, make $20-30 million movies that are character-based, story-based, not CGI, and you can actually make movies. And don't go for the home run in the theaters. Try to make streaming work. Otherwise, please, let's get back collecting the physical media. I'm sure there's still enough of a market where you can make money on that. That being said, don't watch the movie. It's terrible. But think about what I'm trying to say here. A really crappy movie can actually make some money. And some people will find some charm in it. I'll probably never pick it up again in my lifetime. And other than a couple of jokes, I'll probably never talk about it again. That being said, I know I just said don't check it out. But if you're into weird stuff and you want a bad movie, I guess it has its charm. So maybe give it a shot. But don't blame me if you hate it, okay? I did say don't watch it. That being said, keep it retro, my friends. Thanks for coming by.